Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, the Avatar Wolf, and I'm joined today by, as always, the
What up?
intelligent.
Um, I'm just gonna say this because it's gonna piss everybody off. But number two or number one or number three, right here, because I can't remember what my standings are because I'm always way too high to keep up on my own shit.
I so real quickly before we start talking about the games or talking about the teams in general, let's give a shout out to Jeff who won this last week, only losing 3 games, where me, Ace, and Potter only lost 4. It was a close race to the end, but hey, that's what happens, you know. People are gonna have better games than you sometimes in the week. It matters more about who actually has the better overall at the end of the season, though, compared to winning weeks. Just being honest with you. All right. So, real quickly before we start, there is gonna be the standings right here, right under us, as now, right on the screen as now. Smooth is close up there. Me, Potter, Smooth. Jeff took a big. It's very close between us 4 right now, Potter.
I'd like to note that you are first place on your own show.
Yeah, it's ironic, isn't it?
Shit's rigged. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, you can go back and watch all the videos and do your tallying yourself if you don't believe that I'm actually right about how the tallings are going.
Wolf, I'm obviously screwing with you.
No, I'm just saying in general because people are gonna say that about it on the video. They're gonna say it's rigged. We know this, Potter. We know how people are.
No, I'm mocking the assholes that are gonna tell you it's rigged.
Anyways, before
Although
we,
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna lie. I've been pretty fluent in football for about 10 years, so I'm pretty sure I know what the fuck I'm talking about.
you're
I
only
mean, I
like
don't know.
1 game behind, but under me. That's the thing, though. You're
Exactly,
close in there as well.
exactly, but I'm taking chances on shite teams like the fucking Lions. I
Anyways,
barely
before we,
regret them.
my bad. That's my bad.
Yeah, I'm never listening to you again.
Anyways, teams on bye weeks this week. We have the New Orleans Saints, New York Jets, Falcons, and Niners. Anything you want to say about these 4 teams?
Honestly, the Niners need this bye week bad. Both Trey Lance and Jimmy Garoppolo still dealing with injuries. The Niners need this bye week the most, in my opinion.
I didn't hear anything about Trey Lance getting injured.
Trey Lance got injured in the game this past Sunday. Man, you got to read Pro Football Talk, man. Read PFT. I gave you the link to the website.
Oh, here it is. Yeah, he's questionable. Okay, makes sense. Niners do need that bye week bad. Um,
Definitely need this the most. Um, I do want to talk about a few things before we start. John Gruden resigned as the Raiders head
we
coach.
should have just kept this for the Raiders though.
Yeah, well, I mean, honestly, I'm bringing up just notes that I've. I'm not going to talk about the whole thing about who's taking over for him and everything. Everyone will find that out when we get to the Raiders part. I mean,
All right, go on.
NFL is considering Frankfurt, Dusseldorf, and Munich as cities to hold NFL games in 2022. What do you think about that? Germany has never held an NFL game before, except for NFL Europa, which was huge in Germany.
I'll be honest. I do not like the London games at all, and I'll talk more about that in just a second when you're done with that. When you're done talking,
Right,
because
you're
you got
absolutely
more.
right. But again, the NFL is considering Frankfurt, Dusseldorf, and Munich as cities to hold NFL games in 2022 as an expansion into Europe.
Okay, as
And you
long
do
as the
get
Bills are not in those games, I don't care.
I'm pretty sure we've played in London before.
We've played in Toronto. That's our most of our games were from, not in London.
Ah, gotcha. All right, well, if you want to
Remember,
start up,
actually, I have one thing to say about the bye week right now. Is that it's kind of funny that the Jets and Falcons are both getting bye weeks after playing in London the last week before. Is that suspicious to you at all?
no, not at all. The Jets definitely need to figure something out in this bye week. because right
Well,
now they are 0-5.
they're not 0-5.
0.
They're not
What?
0-5. They're not 0-5.
Oh, it's the Lions that are 0-5.
The
Either way,
Jets, the
bad
Jets
start.
beat Tennessee.
It's either way. I don't give a shit. It's a bad start to the season for the Jets, and I'd be upset if I was a Jets fan right now.
I mean, here's the thing though. Jets fans expect it from them. They're 1-4 this season. They're not 1-5.
But that's
They
the thing,
should.
like Jets fans, it sucks. It is what it is.
The only team that's 0-5 is the Lions, and they really need to actually get their shit together, like you just said. Um, and Jacksonville as well are 0-5 as well. We'll talk about the Jacksonville Jaguars in just a minute. Huh?
I said that's the other team that's 0-5.
All right, so let's get started here. For the start for week 6 here. It's week 6. Yep. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers going to Philadelphia, taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. I'll let you talk about this game first.
Wait, what about what?
Tampa versus Eagles.
Tampa versus the Eagles. Well, I mean, honestly, if the Eagles can beat the Bucs here, that's going to be huge for them. Bucs are 4-1 walking into this, and Tom Brady has an injured thumb. He injured it in his win this past weekend over the Dolphins. So, he jokingly said in an interview on PFT earlier today that he was taking it easy with high fives and fist bumps this week. That dude can still suck my fucking cock. But I'm not definitely going to bet against Tom Brady, not against the fucking Eagles. 35-17. Brady gets a win over the Eagles, even with the whittle torn thumb.
All right, well, it's more than note than just Brady on the injury list here for the Buccaneers. They also got Winfield Jr.'s on questionable as well. Gronkowski is still eligible to play with his ribs. Chris Godwin has a knee injury that limited in practice for Tuesday. Jason Pierre-Paul is questionable. Latavius David is doubtful to play as well. Like, this is an injured Buccaneers team. However, it's hard to say how they're gonna play because I'm gonna guess that Brady will be starting. Gronkowski
Oh, yeah.
probably. It's like, you
Gronkowski
know.
might be good to go. In an interview from PFT earlier today, he said he might be ready to go this Sunday. He's working his way there. Again, that dude can also suck my fucking cock. So
So you said Buccaneers 35-17.
17. Yep.
All right, I'm taking the Buccaneers 45-24. I think the Eagles might be able to score a little bit with Jalen Hurts. How do you feel about Jalen Hurts, actually? I want to know about this real quick.
He's growing. Honestly, he's growing. As a quarterback, he's growing. I mean, you can't take it. He had a few starts last year and, it was a little weird. But I honestly think if they can work him correctly and get him on a page where he's comfortable in that pocket, especially with the injury to Lane Johnson right now. He's not super comfortable in that pocket without Lane Johnson. Lane Johnson's definitely a huge deal for protecting him there.
Also, Dallas Gilbert is actually on the COVID list. He tested positive.
Yep, I know. I heard about that too. It's really rough, and you gotta give it to those guys in Philadelphia for trying. They're trying. It's just, how do you beat a monster team like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Even with as many injuries as they have, they still have Ndamukong Suh, Jason Pierre-Paul. Tom Brady's not gonna not play. He's gonna put a glove on his hand and he's gonna play. We all know that. All
Yeah,
right.
you're not wrong.
Okay, Godwin might not play. Okay, Gronk's probably gonna play. So
Gronk
I
more
mean,
than
in that
Gronk's gonna
ground
play.
game, you cannot take it away from Leonard Fournette at all this year. He has been a monster on the ground. So I mean, I stand by my call. Even with the injured Bucs team, the Eagles aren't winning. They might come close, But so you know, close
All
but
right.
no cigar.
Let's go to our next game as the Miami Dolphins head into Jacksonville to take on the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Well, the one thing that I can say positive about the actually I can't, because that I'm pretty sure that what's his name, Jacoby Brissett is playing through an injury right now. Something about he injured his leg or some shit like that, or maybe his
He is
arm. But
questionable to
he's
play, yes.
playing through an injury right now, and Tua Tagovailoa is not coming back from his injured ribs, I don't think, yet. Um, the one thing I will say positive about the Dolphins, and I'm going to give you a clap about this, Miami fans, you hurt Tom Brady's finger. Good fucking job. You gave everyone another story to talk about Tom motherfucking Brady. Okay? I mean, honestly, you guys need to figure your shit out in Miami. Like, I love the way that Jacoby Brissett has stepped in to lead this team, though. I will say a few positive things. I've always loved Jacoby Brissett. He was amazing coming out of college. He's really a guy that you can rely on in that backup spot. Honestly, I think Jacoby Brissett deserves all the praise in the world right now, especially when he's playing with an injury. But I don't think the Dolphins are going to win this game at all whatsoever. At all whatsoever. I'm sorry, Miami fans. But I mean, at least I was positive about things that your team did right.
So you're taking Jacksonville.
This is going to be the first win for Jacksonville and company. I honestly, it's hard. It's really hard, though, to pick between these two teams. I really think Jacoby Brissett is good enough to beat the Jacksonville Jaguars. And you know what? I'm going to take the Miami Dolphins to win this game. And here's why. Because that locker room is not behind Urban Meyer. And there's a lot of things that you can see. Urban Meyer said this week he's setting a goal for his team to get 250 yards passing and 250 yards rushing. This is not college football. No team can do that. Not a lot of teams, anyways, can go for 250 passing and rushing. The last time that was done, I'm pretty sure it was Alvin Kamara. It was the Saints that did it. And Alvin Kamara ran for like 6 touchdowns. So I don't know what the hell Urban Meyer is smoking in Jacksonville, but man, that team is not behind him. And you can tell the only one that stands behind him is his quarterback, and that dude's fucking trash. I'm taking Miami 28-10.
So I'm actually going a different approach.
Disagree?
I'm taking Jacksonville just for the fact fuck Miami. I actually
That's where I'm gonna beat you this week, because I am not looking at it as fuck Miami. I'm looking at it as a realistic thing that nobody in that fucking locker room in Jacksonville stands behind Urban Meyer at all.
okay,
He
look.
sets an
Here's the truth
unrealistic
though.
goal.
Here's
He
the
sets
truth
an
though.
unrealistic goal. Here's the truth. He sets an unrealistic goal for his offense and defense to score 250 yards each.
If there's a
When's
team
the
that's
last time
gonna beat that the Jacksonville Jaguars are gonna beat, it's gonna be the Miami Dolphins.
I don't think so. I
There's a
think the
team.
Jaguars
Jacksonville has to
are
win at
going.
least one game this season. This is the game they can win.
I don't think it's going to happen. I think they're
Jacksonville,
going
they're not going 0-17. There's no way they're going 0-17.
He is making mistakes. He is making rookie coach mistakes. He is a bonehead right now. He needs to start thinking about pro football and not fucking college. Yeah, you were the man at Ohio State, Urban Meyer, and I love you at loving Ohio State and everything like that. But you are
Okay,
not.
here's Urban Meyer's problem here is that he's not an actual NFL coach. He's a college recruiter that got his best players in college, and that's why he was actually decent as a coach in college. He was never really an actual game planner or a strategist as a head coach. He was a scouter.
And he needs an offensive coordinator or a defensive coordinator that can do that for him. And in Jacksonville, again, It ain't happening. Like, I hate to say it because I really, really was rooting for the Jacksonville Jaguars this year. Urban Meyer's their coach. Hell yeah, I'm with it. I'm an Ohio State fan. But it's just embarrassing to see them play. And then he says shit like that. He wants them to get 250 yards out rushing. I could see 250 passing, but not rushing.
So Trevor Lawrence still hasn't had that big game yet where he's actually shown off as a rookie quarterback. He's been taking on tough teams and defenses for the Jaguars. Tough teams for Jacksonville. The Titans they faced off against. Who was the last? Let me see if I can find some of their last 5.
Super tough. Don't get me wrong. The Jaguars' schedule has been tough.
Tennessee, Cincinnati, Arizona, Denver, who was on a winning streak when they faced off, and then they lost to Houston, who had a good start with Tyrod Taylor.
Right.
We still haven't seen a.
I'm just saying,
we haven't seen a big, good performance from Trevor Lawrence yet. The Dolphins' defense, I believe, is injured as all hell. And plus, here's the thing that you forgot to mention. Devontae Parker is also questionable to play for the Miami Dolphins.
I still don't really factor in any of that as being a matter. I think
Well,
that when it comes
let's just say it happens. Let's just say it happens to where he does not play and where Jacoby Brissett doesn't play. Who is their quarterback then?
That's a good point.
You see, the problem right now with injuries is that we're doing this on Tuesday and not the day of when we actually know when the injuries are and whatnot. That's what makes it harder.
I feel like Brissett's gonna go. Like he's proven himself in the wake of Tua Tagovailoa's injury, proven that he can step up. Same thing he did when Andrew Luck left the Colts. He's doing the best that he can, and I'm giving him props for that.
There's only so much you can do with the Dolphins' offense, though, when you have a shit offensive line like Miami does.
Well, I'm still gonna take my pick at Miami.
And here's the thing: the problem with this game is that it's either one side or the other. Like they both are terrible teams. Do you agree with that?
Honestly, no. I don't believe Miami's terrible at all. I believe they've had some bad luck. I believe that they can be a lot better than they are. Again, that's my opinion.
I think Miami went downhill because of they lost Cal Van Noy.
The Lions can be better than they are. And they've lost some tough games. We're going to get to that. I have a lot to say about that.
I'm taking Jacksonville 24-10 over Miami. We'll just continue on next. We have the Green Bay Packers at Chicago Bears.
Jesus, Mason Crosby. All right. You missed 3 kicks and then hit the game winner. Come on. Like, what type of shit is that? I mean, and of course, the coach said he doesn't blame Mason Crosby for that. There's a holder, there's a placer, you know what I'm saying? There's a long snapper that need to be blamed for this as well. So, I mean, Green Bay. Who are they playing?
Chicago.
I mean, I can't be upset right now with Chicago. They're not playing terribly. I knew I should pick Chicago this weekend. I don't believe I picked Chicago this weekend.
Last week they took on a Vegas night. They took on the Las Vegas Raiders.
I'm pretty sure I took the Raiders, and that was a mistake.
I think everyone took the Raiders.
I'm pretty sure that was a big, huge mistake on my end. And I'm not going to make that same mistake this week at all. Like, at all. So that should tell you what my pick is.
You're taking Chicago.
I'm, of course, taking Chicago. I really think that Chicago, and you know what? At the same time, I can't. Because Green Bay. Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers still showing that he can be explosive. This is a tough one, Wolf.
Let me just say
But
this: the Green Bay Packers has had the Chicago Bears number for the last few years. Aaron Rodgers has dominated the Bears defense. It doesn't matter if it's Khalil Mack or Brian Urlacher. It's just Green Bay has always had the Chicago Bears number as of late. I gotta take Green Bay to take over the Bears here. I'm giving them the win, 32-20.
I'm gonna take it 19-17.
What team?
Green Bay.
Green Bay.
2017.
2017. Now, there is one thing that is worrisome for the Packers, and that is Javier Alexander is actually on the injured reserve list. That hurts the defense, but with Green Bay, it's more Aaron Rodgers, and if Aaron Rodgers can play and the offense can play, they don't really need defense really that much. Let's be honest here. That doesn't change your pick at all when I say that, right?
Nope.
Okay. So yeah, Green Bay Packers. We're both thinking Packers.
I wish I didn't have to pick against Chicago. I'm really rooting for them, but the Packers are a tough team. I think they're going to get close, but I don't think they're going to get over the hump.
Up next, we have the Cincinnati Bengals. Pardon?
Everybody's still so new in Chicago, you know? Everything's still so new there.
I think Chicago has like maybe 1 or 2 years left. 1 or 2. 1 and 2 are before they get over the hump and actually a good team. Like right now, I think they're like an average subpar team, and that they just need like one more hurdle to be like elite, if you get what I mean.
Right, and I agree with that. So what's the next game?
Cincinnati Bengals at the Detroit Lions. Have the floor of this one.
Detroit. The city where I live, the city where I moved to. Okay. It's really, really hard to see you guys lose because I see all the fans. Like, I can see your fan base just itching for that win. And you guys haven't gotten over that hump yet. And I love the fight. I do. I love the fight of the Lions. I love the fact that the coach is that emotional to cry at the end of the game because they lost a tough game. They really lost a tough game. You know? But they ain't winning this week either. I hate to say it. The Lions are going to go in 0-6.
Yeah, score?
No.
No score?
No. Because it's been too weird and close for all Lions games.
So I'm taking Cincinnati 27-9. This is gonna be a close game actually now that I'm thinking about it. The Lions, they keep up with teams. However, they just can't get the job done. That's their problem, is that they just can't figure out a way to win when it matters the most. So I'm still taking Cincinnati 27-9. I'm just going with my gut here. Like, you don't know what Lion team is going to show up that week either as well. You'll either have a Lion team that shows up and puts points on the board and keeps up with the Bengals, or you have a team that can't play defense, can't play offense, and they just look sloppy on the ball. And that's the Lion team I might see against Cincinnati as well. So I gotta go with my gut, say Cincinnati 27-9. Anything else you gotta say about this?
Nope.
Real quickly, I want to make sure before I move on. Cincinnati, we have Trey Waynes is on the injured reserve list. Jordan Evans is on the injured reserve list as well. I don't see any big injuries to note for both teams though, unless like you count like role players that are really good at their job, like Trey Waynes and that.
I consider that huge. Losing Trey Waynes is huge.
Trey Waynes is the one that I can note for the Bengals.
So.
But I don't think it's going to matter that much against the Lions, sadly.
No.
All right, we're moving on. Next on the chart, we got the Houston Texans at the Indianapolis Colts.
Listen, the Colts, man. They blew a 19-point lead on Monday night. Frank Reich wanted to play conservatively, and he said in an interview right after the game he regrets that. But Carson Wentz threw for 402 yards. That was great for him. But they blew a 19-point lead. Who are the Colts playing?
Texans.
You can't. Yeah. The Colts are going to win against the Texans. Yeah, they are.
So you're not
Carson
believing
Wentz
in
for
Davis
402
Mills?
yards. Huh?
You're not believing in Davis Mills?
Against Carson Wentz, not against the Colts. Not when Carson Wentz can throw 402 yards in a game against the Ravens defense. That's huge. I don't care what you say. That's huge.
Davis Mills last week against New England, 29 passes, 21 completions, 312 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions after getting walloped by the Buffalo Bills the last week previous. Great game from Davis Mills. I gotta give him a clap for it.
Good for him. I just don't think that it's going to be the same going into Indianapolis.
What's the score?
No, honestly, Davis Mills played that well against the Patriots. It's going to be a close. The Colts are going to come out with the win, 28-17.
So I actually have the Colts winning as well. I gave them 20-14, and here's my reasoning. The Patriots are not the Patriots anymore, ladies and gentlemen. I'll talk about the Patriots in a little bit when we get to them. However, Davis Mills, he came out last week. He had a terrible performance against the Bills. 4 picks, no touchdowns, not really even 100 yards passing, I believe. Really good for Davis Mills this week to actually bounce back and play good against the Patriots. However, it might have been because he played really bad the previous week that he knew he had to actually step up and play better this week coming up. So now, how do you respond to a good performance by Davis Mills last week? We'll see how Davis Mills does against the Indianapolis Colts defense, which I think the defense for the Colts are a lot easier compared to the Patriots. It's still New England Patriots, still Bill Belichick under helm running the team and running the shots. But I still just gotta give the Colts the win until Houston can prove me otherwise. So I'm taking the Colts 20-14. Do you have anything to say about what I just said there, Potter? Do you think anything different?
I agree with it completely.
All right. Up next, we got the Stafford Rams taking on the New York Giants.
I have nothing to say about this game except for go Stafford, go. Fuck the Giants.
What's the score?
35-6.
35-6.
Yeah, I'm gonna be nice a bit.
So, I think I want to say a couple of things real quick about the Giants here. First of all, Daniel Jones in concussion protocol still as of now. I don't know if he's going to be actually good to go for the Giants this next week coming up. Hopefully he is, because that Giants offense looked terrible. Actually, it didn't look that bad actually, but they had no receivers. Pardon me?
Oh yeah, dude. And the one receiver they did have got ejected in the fourth quarter for throwing a punch at Cowboys defensive DeMonte Kays. Kadarius Toney got ejected in the fourth quarter for throwing a punch at Cowboys safety DeMonte Kays.
Also, Kenny Galloway, Darius Slayton, and Sterling Shepard all on the injury list right now for the Giants. 2 are questionable. 1 is doubtful to play. Kenny Galloway is the one that's questionable. But however, there's good news for Giants fans that injury to Saquon Barkley is only a bad sprain, and he'll be back in 2 to 3 weeks apparently, according to ESPN.
That's what I heard too. Good for Saquon.
Really good for Saquon. I did not want him to get injured again. Watching his face and watching him going to the back, it just kills me inside a little bit watching that. However, you're not going to have Saquon Barkley for this game. You're going to be taking on Matthew Stafford, who should be on a roll this week as well. Did the Rams win last week? Who did they face last week?
Shit.
Oh yeah, they took on the Seahawks. We'll talk about the Seahawks in a little bit when we get to them. However, I gotta take the Rams to win against the football team, the Giants. I'm taking them 30-13. I don't see the Giants really putting up much of a fight. However, I can see them getting one touchdown in garbage time. All right, up next, I said the football team. Let's just get to that game then. Kansas City Chiefs at the Washington football team.
The Washington football team. Honestly, what fighters? Okay, I'm impressed in the absence of Ryan Fitzpatrick, how much this young quarterback has done. And honestly, I think the Chiefs are hungry for a win, and this is gonna be the game that tells us if the Chiefs are done or not. If them investing in Patrick Mahomes was a mistake. Maybe it wasn't. But right now with the uh, that game in Kansas City against Buffalo ended bad for them. I really want to take the football team to win. I want to hear your thoughts on it first.
First of all, I'm gonna say this real quickly, and I wanted to save it for the Bills and Titans. Actually, you know what? I am gonna save it for the Bills and Titans because I know I'm gonna go off for maybe 30 minutes on that on what I'm about to say. I will say this about the Chiefs, though. They took on a very dangerous, a very strong Bills defense. And what did I say last week about the Bills defense?
Monsters.
Monsters that were going to shut down the Chiefs offense and that the Chiefs had no chance to actually score against them. And what happened in that game?
The Chiefs scored
The
once or
Chiefs,
twice.
they scored once or twice, yeah, I'll give them credit for that, but they didn't look like the Chiefs offense.
No, not at all.
The Chiefs offense got completely this is a loss to them that we haven't seen in a while from the Chiefs. They got absolutely decimated. This looked like the game against the Buccaneers in the Super Bowl last week for the Chiefs. I'm expecting the Chiefs to come out and actually destroy the Washington football team, only for the fact that they just got completely embarrassed against the Buffalo Bills in ways that we haven't seen in quite some time.
Well, I
However,
think that the Chiefs are going to reestablish dominance this Sunday against the Washington football team. I'm going to take the Chiefs. I'm going to take the Chiefs 31-17.
now I cannot see Washington not scoring more than at least 30 points because the Chiefs' defense is absolutely atrocious. I'm taking the Chiefs to win in a shootout, 45 to 35. Because the Chiefs defense is the worst in the NFL right now, and they've allowed at least 30 points a game for any team they face against. Even the Eagles, who we didn't say has a legit offense, scored at least maybe 30 on them, if I remember correctly. You see what I mean? Like, let's take a look at the last few games for the Chiefs. They beat the Cleveland Browns 33-29. They lost to Baltimore 36-35. Lost to the Chargers 30-24. Beat Philly 42-30 and lost to Buffalo 38-20. As you can see, the defense has not stopped any team at all this season.
Not really.
So the Chiefs, to win this game, they're going to have to actually outshoot them, and that's why I think it's going to happen. The Chiefs are going to outshoot the Washington football team 45-35. Are you
You
going to
think
change
so?
your score, or you want to keep your score the way it is?
Nope. Want to keep it the way it is.
Okay. But you see my point about the Chiefs defense, about how they're playing this year?
Yeah.
That's my whole thing right now, is that the Chiefs is gonna have, when they start facing better teams, let's say who they actually face after the Washington football team, if I can remember correctly. They take on the Tennessee Titans next. The Titans might be a problem for them as well if they can't stop Derrick Henry and Julio Jones from eating. You know what I mean? So Kansas City needs to use this game to actually wake themselves up on defense, and they need to wake themselves up on offense after the beating they took last week from the Bills. Up next, we got the Minnesota Vikings at the Carolina Panthers.
This is another tough game for me, so I'm going to let you go.
So obviously Carolina's the favorite to win this game here, but the spread is close. I hear a lot of people saying that Minnesota should be at least 4-1 to start the season this year. They've lost games because of a missed field goal. I believe what was it also a botch call as well. And Cousins has had a career year for him this season as well. However, they are missing Dalvin Cook apparently, who's actually on the questionable to play. But the Carolina Panthers also have Christian McCaffrey, who's actually injured as well and might not be playing this game as well. So it's going to be questionable of who's going to be the better quarterback between Sam Darnold and Kirk Cousins. And
Right.
I'm taking Carolina to win this game in a defensive showdown because I think the Carolina Panthers defense actually has a better defense than Minnesota. I'm taking them 14 to
Carolina's
10.
always had an amazing defense.
They're just better this year compared to before. And by the way, now that Carolina has Stephon Gilmore, that's hard to beat.
Yeah, that might be. I mean, okay. I've never really cared for Stephon Gilmore. I think he's able to be burned easy.
He is. I agree with that.
I
The
really
thing,
like the explosive play this weekend from Minnesota. Being a Minnesota fan, it was nice to see a couple of them being dominant for once. And I think they may have found their stride there in Minnesota. You know?
I'll be honest, it wasn't a good showing for Kirk Cousins against the Detroit Lions. He didn't actually burn them like he's done previously with other teams this season.
Right.
Alexander Madison, by the way, man, that man was going off against the Lions.
That's what I'm saying. I love, he's great.
Him and then Justin Jefferson as well. So you're thinking of taking Minnesota, aren't you?
This is a really tough game, Wolf.
This is.
It really is. I want to pick Minnesota, but something's telling me not to.
Well, what's telling you not to exactly?
The fact of Kirk Cousins, of how unreliable he has been. The unreliability factor is what kills it for me. But if Madison can have the day that he had, I don't know, it's really hard to say, Wolf. I'm gonna go with the Panthers. Unfortunately, I don't want to go with the Panthers. I don't got a score, but I'm going with the Panthers.
Going for Carolina over the Vikings. I think it's going to be a close game. I said it's going to be a defensive battle. I just think that Carolina has better utility on defense compared to the Vikings. That's why I took Carolina. Up next, we got the Los Angeles Chargers at the Baltimore Ravens.
The Ravens come 19-point comeback. Both quarterbacks in the Ravens Colts game threw for over 400 yards. 442 yards for Lamar Jackson. It's not bad for a running back. For what people were calling a glorified running back. I'm just saying. 442 yards and a 19-point comeback, Wolf. What can you say bad about that man's play this week?
About Lamar Jackson?
Yeah.
Nothing. I'm not saying nothing about Lamar.
You can't. That's the thing. That's the point I'm trying to make. You can't. He has been solid. One of the most, honestly, in my opinion, they underrate him because everyone thinks he's a glorified running back because he can run. No, he proved this past Monday night that he can throw the ball too, throwing for 442 yards. That's huge for him. I'm pretty sure that's a career high.
That is a career high for him.
Who are they playing?
The Chargers.
And here's the thing about the Chargers. Oh, the Chargers are so good this year. I'm so beyond impressed with how much Justin Herbert has grown. They beat the Chiefs.
You talk about hard games to talk about or like the pick. This is one of them. The Ravens are on
This
a
is the
winning
hardest
streak as
one.
well. Hmm.
This is one of the hardest games to pick, I think, all week.
There's another one after this that's gonna be even harder.
Yeah. But I think I'm going to go with the Chargers. I believe in Justin Herbert. I'm going to go with the Chargers, no score.
So I'm also going with the Chargers. I'm picking the Chargers to win 28-24. This is going to be a game that's going to be sentimental for both quarterbacks. It's going to come down to the wire, and whoever has the ball last in this game is probably going to be the one to win this game. Expect a game-winning drive from either Justin Herbert or from Lamar Jackson. Now, my thing about Justin Herbert is that the Chargers have a bad history for losing games they should win, especially when they have the lead and they choke in the final seconds of the game. I think Justin Herbert is going to change that culture around for the Los Angeles Chargers, and they're going to actually squeak away with a win here tonight against the Ravens, 28-24. However, knowing my luck, I'm going to be wrong, and Ravens are going to completely win this game easily.
Well, at least you won't be alone. I'm picking the Chargers, too.
All right, well, real quickly, anything else to say about this game?
No, I'm just impressed with how Lamar Jackson has been playing.
Here's the thing about Lamar is that I haven't seen a good defense go up against him yet, in my opinion, this year.
And here comes the Chargers, dude. That's what I'm saying.
The Chargers, I don't think is a legit defense, but they're better than what they've played in the past. Like, let's see, who has Ravens played in their last five? They played the Raiders. They lost to the Raiders in overtime. They played the Chiefs. We already talked about the Chiefs defense. The Lions, the Broncos, and then the Colts. So, do you see any good defenses in that five that we just listed?
The Raiders and the mostly slept on Broncos.
You're still thinking the Broncos are slept on?
Absolutely.
You know, I'm not even gonna. Let's not even talk about the Broncos until we get to that game.
No, I know, but
I'm gonna say this. We're gonna see how Lamar does against a decent defense in the Chargers. Up next, the Arizona Cardinals head into Cleveland, take on the Cleveland Browns.
now this Arizona is 5-0, and they're going into Cleveland. All right, and Cleveland and Arizona's had some great games so far this year. And I think this is going to be another, you're going to set your dials for this one. Because I think this is where we're going to see Arizona cross that threshold and be able to beat from what the analysts think is an elite team in the Cleveland Browns.
Are you calling the Browns not legit?
What?
Are you calling the Browns not legit?
I just called them an elite team.
Oh, because you said what the analysts said are legit. I thought
that they're not an elite team. I just think they're missing. They're missing some pieces. As many pieces as they have, they're still missing something. And it's going to be a really good game, though. But in the end, it's going to be Arizona and Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins they work so well together.
they do.
Like peanut butter, like lemon tuna fish.
Do you have a score or no score?
No, this one's gonna be close.
So I'm taking the Browns to beat the Arizona Cardinals. My reasoning is that Chandler Jones is officially out for this game. There's one of your defensive pieces right there for the Cardinals. However, they still got J.J. Watt, who I think is J.J. Watt. Do you think he's still like an elite player, even though at his age?
Yes, I think he
Okay.
can still do it.
Then you also
If
have Butter Baker in the back. Butter Baker, that man is amazing for Arizona. By the way, that is a great pickup for Arizona. That man is phenomenal. However, Arizona, you're going to be taking on a defense that has Myles Garrett and probably one of the strongest pass rushing defenses in the league this season in the Cleveland Browns. Kyler Murray, I want to see how you play against this defense because I think this is going to be the time to do so. Um, Cleveland, you have questions with Baker Mayfield playing not the best football lately, if we're being honest. Only 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions so far out of like 5 to 6 games. That's not really that good for Baker Mayfield, if we're being honest.
no,
Um,
it's not.
so I got a question for you. Do you think that the Browns should get released OBJ?
I'm honestly, I I don't know.
Because it seemed like OBJ, ever since like OBJ came back in the lineup, Baker just has been shitting the bed lately. He doesn't look the same as he did before with OBJ injured.
Right.
And I don't know how to explain it. I'm taking the Browns because I'm figuring this is a game where most people are going to take the Cardinals. So I want to get the upper head on people and take the Browns as an upset. 20-17, I'm taking Browns.
Okay.
And you're going to find out that most of my picks now going forward are going to be more. You're going to see more of me picking teams that I shouldn't be picking because I'm trying to get the upper edge on people. Because I know that I might have a lead right now in the standings. However, I need to win games that are not winnable for other people to be picking certain teams and whatnot to keep an edge up on people. So you're going to be seeing that from me a lot now, too, ladies and gentlemen. It's a strategy in the NFL prediction picks. And Potter, you have the same mindset, don't you, as well?
Um. Yes.
All right, you ready for next game?
I am.
Las Vegas Raiders and the Grudenless Raiders take on the Denver Broncos. I'll let you talk about this one.
Man, the Buccaneers are removing John Root from the Ring of Honor, from the Ring of Honor ceremony. Okay, he's resigned as the head coach of the Raiders over offensive emails. Um,
10 years ago.
uh, I'm pretty sure there were some that were recent that came out.
I heard they were all from 10 years.
Oh shit! I just read this. Dolphins designate Tua Tagovailoa to return from IR, so
Tua's
he might
back?
be going. He might be going.
Oh, that's going to be fun, then. I can't wait for Jackson to beat
That's not
Tua
going to change.
Tagovailoa.
That's definitely keeping my decision at Miami there. But we're talking about the Raiders right now, and man, all this shit going on. I know they released Kyle Slaughter today, so because of Derek Carr's hand, but they're not going to need him anymore. Um, it's just sad to see an amazing coach like John Gruden get scrutinized like that. He said what he said, and it's not right. But if most of these emails were 10 years ago, how can you prosecute that? You know, and this man says he's not got a racist bone in his body. And a lot of the people that are supporting him are like fellow players and people that he's worked with in the analyst booth that said they've never felt any way or shape or form like that towards Gruden.
So, one of the things I read about the emails is that it was not racist remarks. It was more of the
He
towards the
made,
LGBTQ.
yeah, he called Sam, something about when Jeff Fisher signed or drafted Michael Sam. He said something about Michael Sam as a something like that.
Okay,
Like why?
well, let's just. I'm gonna have to actually probably censor that just because of YouTube, but
Quote unquote.
quote
And
unquote.
obviously those aren't
No,
my words, and I apologize for using that word. And I know how offensive it can be towards
I'm gonna bleep
people.
it out, so don't worry about it, guys. But anyways, I gotta say right now is that this game is gonna be okay. So you said Denver is a legit or elite team this year, right?
I'm not saying they're elite. I'm just saying they're slept on.
Okay, they're slept on, which okay, I can agree with that as well. However, they just lost to Pittsburgh. The Raiders just lost a big
So
game as well to Chicago. Man, this is a hard game to talk about. Who do you think's gonna win?
I'm not taking the Raiders, that's for sure.
You're taking Denver.
Oh, of course I'm taking Denver.
Now, you think that the Raiders not going to really come out and play because of the head coach situation and them having a different coach, right? Is that what you're thinking?
Like, yeah, like I'm hoping that it helps them, but I really think that this is gonna hurt everything that John Gruden's put into place.
I'm going to take Denver to beat the Raiders 20 to 17. 20 to 17. Only for a fact about John Gruden's situation there. That's going to hurt the locker room in general as well. And I don't know how the Raiders are going to respond to it. They can come out and have a really good game against the Broncos, and I wouldn't be surprised if they won against the Broncos. But there's a better chance of them going out there and just complete shit in the bed, not knowing what to really do on offense or defense, and just be completely lost about John Gruden on that sideline. Especially for a coach that most players adore, the locker room of the Raiders. You have a score for this game, Potter?
No, I just know Denver's gonna win. And Rich Biascata,
Okay.
he's gonna be the interim head coach of the Raiders.
The special teams
He is
coordinator.
the assistant, he is the assistant head coach, but John Gruden expressing wrote emails expressing racist, sexist, and homophobic, otherwise offensive sentiments. That's the price you pay for being. No offense, that's the price you pay. I'm sorry. Uh, I have very short fuse for shit like that because I mean honestly, and I can honestly say I've never had a racist thought in my head at all. People are people. You're a piece of shit, whether you're white, black, blue, green, red, purple. I don't give a fuck what color you are. If you're a piece of shit, you're a piece of shit. And guess what? John Gruden, you're a piece of shit. End rant.
All right. Up next, we have the Dallas Cowboys joining the New England, take on the New England Patriots.
Dak Prescott and the Cowboys have been playing so good. The Patriots are not the Patriots anymore, just like you said earlier. I'm taking the Dallas Cowboys 14, or I'm taking the Dallas Cowboys 45 to 14.
You just want them to get ramparted, don't you?
I do.
You want the Cowboys to go into New England, take their lunch money, take all their women, and then just leave them with just basically breadcrumbs. Basically, this is what this man wants.
Nah, fuck that. Take the breadcrumbs too. Like Vikings, run through that team and pillage everything you can.
I'm taking the Cowboys too. I think Belichick's gonna have at least a game plan to stop Dak a little bit, but in the end, I'm not taking Mac Jones over Dak Prescott. Give me the Cowboys
No,
27-17.
not with how amazing Dak Prescott's been playing, and I hate saying that because I hate the fucking Cowboys. But goddamn, they're playing good.
They're like one of the best teams in the NFC right now. They're looking like favorites to
I
go to Super
mean,
Bowl.
I think that the Cardinals are the best team in the NFC. But tomato tomato.
I just said they're one of the best. They're looking like one of the favorites. But
Very true. Until we get to December.
until we get to December,
And then we'll see how they
Yeah.
play then.
I I said this before. I think the Cowboys are gonna go 8-1 before the start, before real challenges come for the Dallas Cowboys. Let me just say the whole schedule for the Cowboys before they take on the one that I think is gonna be a problem for them. This week they got the Patriots. Next week is their bye week. Then they got Minnesota, Denver, Atlanta, and then the hard game in week 11 against Kansas City in Kansas City. I mean, those games right now for Dallas, like they're easy games that they can be. They're winnable games. All those games I just mentioned are winnable games until they take on the Kansas City Chiefs. So Dallas fans should be looking happy right now. They might be 8-1 before they even get to December. So an 8-1 season, if you start messing that up, then you don't deserve to be in the playoffs at all. For being honest, am I right?
I agree.
So we'll see how the Dallas Cowboys do when we get down to that spot. But right now, I'm taking Dallas 27-17. I think I gotta see you guys play against Kansas City. When you guys play against Kansas City, then I'm gonna see how this team is really. I don't think it's gonna be a problem though for you guys because I think Dallas is actually a legit team. Um, but we'll see when December comes, like Potter says. I know Jeff is probably gonna be in the chat saying, "Oh, the Cowboys are gonna do fine in December." This is like a 2011 narrative, but
Dog, dog, dog. The Cowboys haven't done good in December since Tony Romo was their quarterback. Someone's always hurt. Someone key is always hurt, whether it's Zeke, Dak, their wide receiver core, their offensive line. December is a rough month for Dallas, and I'm hoping that they could turn it around. I'm
and
hoping,
here's
but
the thing. I'll say this about Dallas though, is that I don't think Zeke Elliott's their best running back.
Of course he is.
No, he's not. Tony Pollard's been having a better season.
Damn.
Tony Pollard. Sorry, I say his name always wrong. But he's been having a better season overall than Zeke has, in my opinion. But
In your opinion,
in my opinion, of course.
is it fact?
I have to look. Let me see if I can get some stats here. But I think he's been running a lot better for the Cowboys compared to Zeke Elliott. Let me see if I can get it up here. And Zeke is also questionable to play this game against the Patriots as well. So let's see. This season, 325 yards. Zeke probably has at least a little bit more. I mean, okay, so Zeke out of 85 carries has 452 yards. That's 5.3 in average. Tony Pollard has 51 carries, 325 yards. That's 6.4 yards in average.
It's not bad.
I think that's better just because he has less. I mean, less attempts and then having better yards per average compared to Zeke. But that's just my opinion, guys. Don't take me up on it fully. I know Zeke is having a great season this year as well too. But I'm just saying, when you have a dual monster threat running back system like that with Zeke and him, I mean that helps your offense like a great deal, a lot. Let's just be honest here. Up next, we got the Sunday Night Football game as the Seattle Seahawks go on to Pittsburgh, take on the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson has an injured tooth. He has 3 screws in his finger. And Geno Smith's not doing it for them. They are bringing in who are they bringing in? Shit, it was somebody Blake Bortles.
They're bringing in Blake Bortles?
They are working out Blake Bortles. So they obviously don't believe in Geno Smith.
So you think Geno Smith's not going to start, and you think Blake Bortles is going to be the quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks?
I don't know with working him out and how fast they can get him acclimated to this system. I still think that Geno Smith will start this weekend, which is bad in my opinion. Oh shit.
They take out the Steelers though.
Yeah, and I mean this is a game where Big Ben could really take advantage of this.
Yeah, but they have Juju out for the game as well. James Washington's questionable to play.
Right, but so many other receivers could step up for the Steelers. Ray McLeod, A lot. Like most notably Ray McLeod because he was a Bill, and I really think that he was always one of those guys that were just almost there, but just didn't have enough playing time. I really think that you know I it's a tough one.
Right
It's
now they
another
have
toughie.
Devontae Johnson starting over Ray Ray.
Ooh,
Devontae Johnson's actually decent if he doesn't drop the pass catches. If he doesn't drop the ball.
right.
You also got Eric Ebron. You got Derek Watt as well on this team. Um, this is a tough
Did you
one.
say Derek? Did you say Derek Watt?
Yes, Derek Watt is the brother of T.J. Watt, and J.J. Watt is on the Steelers as a fullback.
Oh wow, I didn't. Okay,
You didn't know there was a third?
no,
Yeah, Derek Watt. He's a fullback.
didn't know. I mean, I'm not a Steelers fan, so I mean, I want the Seahawks to win. I just don't think they can win with Geno Smith.
What's your score?
I'm taking the Steelers
No score?
20 to 17.
20 to 17. So you're giving Geno Smith 17 points.
Or whoever's at the helm of court. Remember, the Seahawks don't have a terrible defense either. So those could come
Remember,
from
the
defense.
Steelers' defense is really good too.
I know that.
I'm gonna.
You know what? 28
Yeah,
17.
28 to
I'm still
17.
giving them I'm still giving them 17 points.
I'm taking Steelers 17 to 7. I don't like both offenses in this game. Geno Smith, this is a chance for you to prove that on a good team you're actually legit, and that you're just in a bad situation in New York, and that you're actually a decent quarterback, and that you can get the job done, and maybe you'll turn to a Teddy Bridgewater or a Sam Darnold or a who else was a backup quarterback that went to a different team that actually is doing decent right now. Bridgewater. You get what I mean? This is a chance for you to prove that you can get another starting job in the NFL if you can play good against the Steelers, and good in general until Russell Wilson's back. However, I just don't see it happening.
I wonder how long Nathan Pickerman's going to have a job now that John Gruden's out of. I just wanted to say that because I forgot to.
um, yeah, I'm taking Steelers 17 to 7, but hopefully the Seahawks prove me wrong and win this game. If you win this game, that means good story. That means good for you, Seahawks. You have a chance to actually still be involved in the NFC West, but it's going to be a tough outing for you guys with Geno Smith at your helm. All right, last game but not least, we got the Buffalo Bills headed to Tennessee on Monday Night Football against the Tennessee Titans.
Wait, what about what?
The Bills at Titans.
On Monday night?
Yep.
Oh, that's gonna be the last time the Titans came to Buffalo. Derrick Henry rolled all over the Bills. Can it happen again? With the way the defense plays, I don't think so. I still think they're gonna have a weird time with him. I'm hoping that Gregory Rousseau can step up there. I think they have a plan, and I think Buffalo is going to continue to dominate. I picked the Buffalo Bills 35 to 21.
So I'm taking the Bills as well. However, I'm going to say this. I think they're going to stop Derrick Henry in his tracks. You want to know the difference between this year and
I don't
last
know.
year?
He's still pretty explosive. I don't think he's quite going to be stopped as much.
You want to know the
I
difference
still
between
think
last year and this year?
Oh, yeah, Gregory Rousseau.
Rousseau, yes, but you're missing someone else.
I know I am. I just
Star Tilly.
Oh yeah, he was out last year.
He didn't play last year, and he's our man that stops the run in the middle of that defensive tackle position. I expect the Bills this year. They are third in the league in stopping the run. I expect the Bills to stop Tennessee, legit outright plain and simple. However, the problem right now is that who's going to be receiving the ball? Is it Julio Jones going to be back for the Titans? Are we going to have to deal with AJ Brown as well? Is Tannehill going to have a good day or a good performance as well? Are the Bills going to somehow mess up this game because they are too overconfident and cocky after what they did to the Chiefs?
I
So
don't
many
think so.
questions. I don't
I
think
don't
so
believe
either.
that. I don't believe that because I've listened to how Josh Allen handles his pregame, and he says he tries to be as cool and calm and collective as possible. You know, this man listens to 8 jazz songs, jazz, the most soothing music, before
He
he
has an
goes onto
Elvis
the
song
football
in there
field.
too.
Yep.
An Elvis
So this
Presley love
man,
song.
yep, this man, that's my fucking quarterback. I don't care. This man will take the Buffalo Bills to the Super Bowl. It will happen. I think my dad's right. I think it's going to be the Bills and the Cardinals in the Super Bowl. He called that shit last year,
What, that is going to happen this year or last year?
this year.
This year? Ooh.
And he hasn't said anything about the Buffalo Bills going to the Super Bowl since 2017 when he posted on his wall that the Bills will go to the Super Bowl in 2021. 2021. So he gave them 4 years. And he's said my dad's been watching since he was young, like 65. So he's seen all the good that's come with the 90s and even that 70s team that had Jack Kemp and OJ Simpson. He's seen all of that. He says this is the strongest Bills team he's ever seen. He says this is even stronger than the 90s team. Everything is in the pieces it needs to. He even claims that both of our running backs look like if they were merged into one person, that would be how Thurman Thomas played. Rough like Zach Moss can push through that line, but then on third down. But Devin Singletary just, everything just works out. Diggs. Now we have Emmanuel Sanders, and Emmanuel Sanders has been amazing coming here. You know,
Yeah,
I can't not, even if I wasn't a Bills fan, I couldn't not pick the Bills. They're on a roll, and I think 2021 is the year.
I think the Bills are the best team in the AFC right now. I don't think it's debatable.
It's not at all.
People are saying the Chargers or the Browns. I just don't see it. I see the Bills running away with this division right now as it stands. However, it's different when it comes to playoff time. But
Right.
this is a team. This is gonna be a team that's gonna be a test for the Bills, only for the fact that it's gonna be on Monday Night Football. It's in Tennessee, and instead of
And
taking on
how
a
bad
passing offense,
how bad they ran all over us last time. Of course, this is going to be a test for the defense.
this is a revenge tour. We beat the Chiefs last week, who was a passing offense, and we completely dominated them. If we can stop and dominate a running offense, this is going to be big for the Bills.
Absolutely.
Anyways, that's going to do it for our NFL predictions this week and week 6. Anything else you got to say, Potter?
No.
I don't have anything else really to say either, but I'll see you guys
Except
on the next.
I don't know about these Bills. I don't know about these games in Germany.
I don't even think it's gonna happen, but until it gets like officially like confirmed, then we'll start actually worrying about it or talking about it. If you get what I mean.
Fair.
So yeah, guys, I will see you. And by the way, if we do get games in Germany, it's gonna be the same way as it is in London, where people are gonna show up rooting for rooting for teams that they don't even know who's playing, and it's just gonna be a clusterfuck. Like the thing about London games I don't like is that people that are fans of the team will not show up. It's gonna be random fans that doesn't know football just cheering for this, that, and the other, and wearing different type of football jerseys to the game and whatnot. And it's like you don't if you're basically losing a home game to go to London, and it'll be the same way with Germany.
Right.
I
It's
don't
just
like it.
Germany's. I'm not a. I don't know.
I think the London game would be better if there's a Super Bowl in London. That's just me though.
Right.
So yeah, guys, that's my rant about Germany/London games. However, we do have a London game this weekend as well. It's gonna be Miami Dolphins at the Jacksonville Jaguars. So what a great games the London's getting. The first they get the Jets against the Falcons, which are two bad teams. Now they're getting the Dolphins and Jaguars.
Two more bad teams.
And I think they only get two games this season, if I remember correctly. So yeah, have fun with that, have fun with that. I'll see you guys later. I'm out. Peace.